Most people, they're statues, just standing still, letting life walk all over them. They get dumped on by problems, by fear, by doubt, and instead of moving, instead of doing something about it, they sit there and take it, covered in mess, paralyzed. And you know what's crazy? They'd rather stay there than make a move. It's one of the hardest things in the world, getting people to take initiative, to save themselves. From where I stand, with everything I've built, I can say go, and millions of people move. That's the power of discipline. That's the power of action. But still, there are millions more who don't, even when they know it works, even when they see it working. Why? Because some people are wired to lose. Not because of fate, but because their own mind holds them hostage. Their thoughts betray them. They have a devil on their shoulder, constantly whispering, stay small, stay weak. And the worst part? They listen. They come to me and say, I don't feel motivated. I'm just not in the mood. Let me ask you something. If you're overweight, if you're unhealthy, if your energy's low, your confidence is gone, your relationships are struggling, and you still need motivation to change, then something deeper is broken. I train every single day, not because I'm motivated, not because I feel like it. I've done it for years. I'm bored of it, but I still show up. Why? Because I'm disciplined. Discipline beats motivation every time. Motivation fades, discipline stays. People ask, how do I stay motivated? You don't. You get disciplined. You don't wait until you feel like it. You act, or you stay a loser. It's that simple. And let me tell you something else. In today's world, trust matters more than ever. When people look at you, do they see strength or weakness? Walk into a room, hold your head high, firm handshake, eye contact. That's not just confidence. That's trust. That's power. Nobody respects a weak grip, a soft voice, a slouched posture, because across all cultures, in every era of history, weakness was never a virtue. Strength was honored. Strength built empires. Only in this modern, backwards world are weak men put on a pedestal. But if you want to rise, if you want to lead, to earn, to live a life of meaning, then understand this. Discipline is your freedom. Strength is your responsibility. Action is your salvation. So stop waiting. Stand up, move, earn your respect, because weakness, it has never been respected. Not in history, not in culture, not ever. Yet you're choosing it. Why? Because you're tired? Because you're lazy? That alone tells me everything I need to know about you. People come to me all the time with ideas, big dreams, big plans, but the moment I see they're out of shape, I'm done. I don't care how smart you sound. I don't care how brilliant your proposal is. If you're a young man and you're overweight, I can't trust you. You want me to hand you an opportunity to believe in your vision, but you can't even control your own habits? If you can't stop yourself from eating junk, you can't say no to another dessert, if you can't run for 15 minutes without giving up, then how will you run a business? How will you handle pressure? How will you protect my investment? You won't. Because if you can't lead yourself, you'll never lead others. And here's the truth. Most people will do anything to avoid hard work. They'll take the insults, the failure, the jokes, the embarrassment, just to avoid putting in the work. And then they come to me for motivation. How am I supposed to motivate people who refuse to help themselves? I gave you the blueprint. I gave you the formula. I showed up every single day, dragging the gold closer, closer, but you just stood there, frozen, watching, waiting. It doesn't matter how loud I speak. Some of you are designed to lose. You find a way to fail in every situation. You self-destruct the moment progress begins. But there's still a chance. Yes, even for you. You can still rewrite your story. You can still save your legacy. You can still become the one who changes everything for your bloodline. But here's the catch. You'll listen to this, you'll nod your head, you'll say, yeah, I'm gonna do it. And 16 minutes after this ends, you'll be back on your couch, downloading Call of Duty, throwing away your shot again. Let's be real. Most people who say, I don't want to be poor, I've tried everything, they're lying. They aren't even good people. They cheat, they cut corners, they stab their friends in the back. Because here's the truth. Good people, people who work hard with integrity, they win. Eventually, they win. So if you haven't won, ask yourself honestly, where did you go wrong? Because most of you aren't even trying. You think you are, but you don't even know what trying means. You say, I'm working. But I saw you. Right before this speech started, you weren't grinding, you weren't focused, you were scrolling, chatting, laughing, wasting time with people going nowhere. You're not trying, you're avoiding, and the clock is ticking. Let's be honest, most people out there, they're not giving their absolute best, because if they were, they'd already have everything they ever dreamed of. They'd be living the life they keep wishing for, but instead, they cope. They lie to themselves. They say, I tried. They say it's about work-life balance. They say it's too hard. No, it's all excuses, all code words for I quit, all camouflage for fear. Let me remind you, life is war. If you're a man and you don't see that yet, you're blind. My entire worldview is built on that truth. Life is war. The idea that you can just cruise through life peacefully, that you can avoid struggle, avoid pain, avoid conflict, that's the biggest lie most men believe. Running a business, war. Escaping a dead-end job, war. Building strength, war. Raising a family, leading your home, inspiring your children, that's war too. Everything in a man's life is a battle. Why? Because you're in constant competition. The things you want, there are 1,000 other men out there fighting for the same thing. This is not a game, it's a battlefield. And while some men complain that they don't feel happy, I thrive in the struggle. I'm happy while fighting because I know the struggle is the sign I'm still in the game. This path to success, it's not smooth. It's not a gentle highway with signs saying success this way. No, it's a dogfight. It's rough, it's brutal, it breaks you down, but it builds you back stronger if you're willing to stay in it. No, it hasn't been easy. Yes, the road is painful, but I made a decision that every ounce of pain I go through, every drop of sweat, every setback, every sacrifice will be repaid. I will earn my reward. I will collect on every moment I refuse to give up. So if you're in the fight, good. That's where transformation lives. But if you're standing on the sidelines waiting for it to get easier, you'll be waiting forever. I will not be defeated. I will not be broken. I will not be destroyed. Whatever life throws at me, I will take it and I will rise with it. Pain will push me to greatness. You can test me, you can hit me, you can try to bend me, but I won't break. The only way I lose is if I quit. And that's something I refuse to do. So if you're already thinking of giving up, if you're already looking for the exit, then don't even start. This game, this journey, it's not for the weak. You have to embrace the chaos. You have to love the war. You have to find strength in the storm, because that's what this life is. A storm of problems, pressure, responsibility. And you've built a universe around you, a world of your own creation. And that universe will collapse under its own weight unless you show up. Unless you step in and hold it together with discipline, vision, and relentless execution. That's what kings do. That's what leaders feel. Constant pressure. If you're looking for comfort, calm, and peace, then let me tell you right now, you will not matter. Because the more valuable you are, the more stress you carry. The higher you rise, the heavier the weight. More money, more problems. More status, more chaos. More power, more pressure. But here's the secret. The better you get at handling pressure, the greater you become. You don't grow in peace, you grow in pressure. You don't find power in calm, you find it in conflict. So don't run from the fire. Walk into it, own it, master it, and rise through it, because that's where the great ones are made. The deeper you go, the heavier it gets. The deeper you dive into the ocean of success, the more pressure you feel. And only the strongest survive that depth. You say you want to be great? You say you want to see the world, impact lives, inspire generations? Then understand this. You've got to be more than ordinary. You've got to be a diamond. And let me tell you something about diamonds. They aren't formed in comfort. They aren't born in ease. To create a diamond, it takes extreme heat, unrelenting pressure, and time. Are you hearing me? No pressure, no diamond. So if you're already thinking of backing out, if you're saying this is too hard, then this isn't for you. This path, this level of success, it's not for the casual. It's not for the weak. It's not for the ones who just want to be happy. See, the world keeps selling you this lie. Just be happy, do what feels good, find your balance. But let me be real with you. That mindset will destroy you. That mindset is for children. That mindset is for those who are okay living average, dying forgotten. You want to be remembered? You want to be respected? Then stop chasing happiness and start chasing greatness. I don't want to be happy. I want to be great. I want to be tested. I want to be refined. And if that means pressure, bring it on. Because I wasn't built to be soft. I was built to endure. I was built to lead. I was built to rise. So ask yourself, do you want comfort or do you want legacy? Do you want ease or do you want to become a diamond? Because pressure is coming either way. And when it does, will it break you or will it make you unbreakable? As you rise, as you level up, the pressure grows. The deeper you go into the ocean of success, the more intense the pressure becomes. And only the strongest can survive at the bottom. Not everyone can go that deep. Not everyone's built for it. Only the toughest submarines make it down there. Only the strongest minds, the boldest hearts, the unshakable survive. You said you wanted to be great. You said you wanted to travel the world. You said you wanted to change lives, inspire people, lead. Then you've got to become a diamond. Let me remind you how diamonds are made. They are forged through heat, through pressure, through time, through grinding. No pressure, no diamond. So if you're looking for an easy way out, this isn't it. If you're ready to give up just because it hurts, you were never meant to go far. Because real greatness isn't given, it's earned under pressure. If you can't handle the pressure, if you can't stand the heat, then you're not a diamond, not yet. And if your main goal is just to feel happy, then you're not thinking like a man, you're thinking like a child. I just want to be happy. Who cares? I don't want to be happy. I want to be legendary. I want to be unshakable. I want to be forged under fire. You can chase happiness if you want, but I'd rather become the man who can carry nations, who can lead empires, who can endure anything. Because the world doesn't remember the happy ones. It remembers the ones who refused to quit. So the question is simple. Do you want a soft life and be forgotten? Or do you want the pressure and become immortal? The deeper you go into the dark, the more powerful the comeback. It's like coiling a spring. The tighter it's wound, the higher it launches when released. The further you're pushed down, the more force you build to rise. That's why I succeeded in the first place, because I never ran from pain. I faced it. I fought through it. I stayed disciplined through the storm. I did the hard things. I endured what would break most men, and I never needed comfort. I didn't want it. I wasn't looking for peace. I was chasing the challenge. I was chasing the fire, because the fire doesn't just burn, it refines. So even in my darkest moments, even when the weight was crushing, part of me always stepped outside myself and said, good, this is exactly what I needed. Let's see what I'm made of now. This is going to be a beautiful story later. That's the mindset. Whatever's happening to you, no matter how hard it feels, it's an opportunity, a chance to prove yourself, to everyone who ever doubted you, to everyone watching silently from the sidelines. Pain is the test, pressure is the classroom, discomfort is the training ground. So when life hits you, you smile, you lean into it, you say, now it's my turn. Now I show them what I'm really built for. For me, the real meaning of life is proving yourself to God. That's the core, that's the purpose. To show that you were worthy of the life you were given. So if you said to me, Andrew, you have to conquer the world, complete a monumental task, I'd say, fine, I'll do it. But give me one thing, give me the emotional drive. I don't need rewards, I don't need applause. I need to feel uncomfortable when I haven't done it. Because discomfort is your mind whispering something needs to change. If you're out of shape and it bothers you, guess what? That discomfort is a gift. It will move you, it will transform you. But if you're out of shape and you're comfortable with it, then you'll stay there, stuck, numb, powerless. The pain you feel inside, it's not the enemy, it's the alarm clock. It's your spirit telling you, wake up, level up, change something. Guys come to me and say, I'm depressed, I'm overweight, I have no girlfriend. I say, no, it's the other way around. You have no girlfriend, you're overweight. That's why you're depressed. Fix the cause, and the symptom disappears. I had a guy once tell me he was ready to end it all. I said, make me one promise. Before you do anything drastic, get a six-pack, get in phenomenal shape. Then if you still want to quit, fine, but not before. And guess what? He didn't quit. He changed, he transformed. Because with every drop of sweat, with every hard-fought rep, with every day of discipline, he discovered something inside himself. Hope, power, meaning. I've got the before and after to prove it. He became a completely different man because he moved. So whatever pain you're carrying, whatever shame or weight you feel inside, let it fuel you. Let it push you toward your purpose. Let it wake you up to your greatness. Because the moment you answer that discomfort with action, you stop suffering and you start becoming unstoppable. Generalize on nickel, action-wise spender. Isn't it strange? We live in a world where we've labeled every consequence of poor living as a disease. We say, you're unhappy, you must be sick. You're depressed, something must be wrong with you. But let's be real, maybe your life just sucks. And that's not a disease, that's a wake-up call. Your relationships are a mess, your body is out of shape, your habits are destructive, you're broke, aimless, and numb. That doesn't mean something's broken inside you. It means your reality needs to change. And the cure? Accountability. Total. Relentless. Personal accountability. You want a better life? Then own everything. Every result. Every failure. Every outcome. No more blaming your childhood. No more blaming society. No more blaming luck, timing, weather, parents, or politics. Because here's the truth. If you're the kind of man who lets life happen to him, you're not in control. You're just drifting, at the mercy of the wind. And yes, sometimes the wind might carry you somewhere decent, but most of the time, It'll toss you around and leave you with nothing. That's why you have to step up and say, I'm not waiting for life to fix itself. I'm going to fix me. You feel the wind blowing? Good. Adjust your sails. Steer your ship. Move with intention. You can't just let life come at you. You have to come at life with force, with focus, with fire. Because the man who waits loses. The man who acts becomes unstoppable. If you let life come to you, you'll spend your whole existence trapped inside a system, a matrix designed to keep you distracted, weak, and obedient. It's not built for your greatness. It's not built for your freedom. It's built to control you. But here's the beauty of being a man. You can wake up right now and say, everything is my fault. That's not weakness. That's power. There's nothing more freeing than taking full ownership of your life. Every failure, every regret, every missed opportunity, all of it, yours. Because when you take the blame, you take the power. And when you realize that you're the only one who can fix it, that's when you become dangerous. That's when you stop waiting and start building. Here's the truth no one wants to hear. You can have two things in life, reasons or results. But reasons don't count. People are filled with reasons. Why I'm not in shape, why my business failed, why I never followed through, why I still haven't started. Excuses dressed up as logic. But reasons don't get remembered, results do. Results are real. Results are proof. Results are truth. So every once in a while, you've got to stop. You've got to measure, check your scoreboard, look around and ask yourself, what do I actually have to show for all this effort? Not intentions, not plans, not talk, results. Because results don't lie. If weeks go by, if months go by, and you're still in the same place, then it's time to face it. You've been moving, but not progressing. And you don't have time to waste. You can let life dictate your story, or you can grab the pen, take control, and start rewriting it. The clock is ticking. The scoreboard is live. What do your results say about you? Don't tell me what you want. Don't tell me what you plan to do. Don't tell me what you hope to be. Show me the fruit. Because the world doesn't judge you by your intentions. It judges you by your results. You judge a tree by the fruit it bears. Not the fruit it talks about, not the fruit it wishes for, but the fruit it produces. That's the reality. I remember 6 years, I had been working hard, grinding, out there, chasing goals. Then I met a man who changed my life, my mentor. He sat me down and said, let's look at your life, Mr. Owen. In the past 6 years, how much money have you saved? How much have you invested? I paused. I looked him in the eye and said, 0. He looked right back and said, you've messed up. He wasn't trying to be cruel, he was telling the truth. Then he asked, who sold you on that plan? Who convinced you that this version of life was good enough? And suddenly, it hit me. I wasn't unlucky, I wasn't cursed. I bought the wrong plan. I had good intentions, but bad strategy. And good intentions with bad strategy still lead to failure. He pressed further, how many books have you read in the last 90 days? Again, my answer, 0. And then he hit me with the truth that changed everything. The wisdom of the world is available to you, and you're choosing to ignore it. You say you want to change your life, but you haven't changed what you feed your mind. You say you want more, but you haven't changed what you do with your time. You say you want success, but your habits look just like failure. So the question is, where's your fruit? What are you really building? Not in your mind, not in your imagination, but in reality. Because that's what counts. That's what tells the real story. Want to change your future? Want to master any skill? Want to earn more, live better, rise higher? Then feed your mind. The truth is, you can develop any skill you want. You can earn the kind of income most people only dream about. You can change your entire life, but you won't do it accidentally. So my mentor asked me one simple question. How many books have you read in the last 90 days? I stood there and said, none. He looked at me and said, Mr. Rand, you have messed up. And he was right. Because the tools are all around us. The knowledge is out there. The blueprints for success exist in every book, every podcast, every lesson you ignore. You're not behind because the world is unfair. You're behind because you're not reaching for the knowledge. Then he hit me with this. You don't need to fix the country. You don't need to solve the economy. You don't need to straighten out the confused or the chaotic. You just need to fix you. That's the key. You want change? You want growth? You want real wealth, purpose, confidence? Then stop trying to change the outside world and start developing the inner world. Read, learn, study. Humble yourself to wisdom. Start acting like your future depends on your input, because it does. The books you don't read, the questions you never ask, the time you waste scrolling, that's the price of your potential. So here's the challenge. Feed your mind like your life depends on it, because it does. And until you do, you'll keep blaming things that don't matter instead of fixing the one thing that does, you. You want the truth? Just look at your results. They don't lie. They tell you everything you need to know about your habits, about your mindset, about your attitude, about your philosophy of life. Results are the name of the game. What other game is there? You say you're committed? Great, but committed to what? Because here's the truth. Everyone's committed to something. You're either committed to mediocrity or you're committed to greatness. There's no neutral, no middle ground, no standing still. Look at your time. How you spend your time, what you prioritize, what you say yes to, that will reveal exactly who you are and what you value. People say all kinds of things. I want to build a business. I want to level up. I want to get healthy. I want to quit smoking. I want to improve my income. But watch them. They're scrolling, not building. They're sleeping in, not showing up. They're eating junk, not changing habits. They're talking big, but living small. Don't listen to what people say. Watch what they do, because action never lies. Your behavior is the loudest voice in the room. You say you want to change, but you haven't cracked open a book. You say you want more income, but you're not learning new skills. You say you want to be healthy, but you're still grabbing that fast food. You say you want freedom, but you spend every evening numbing yourself. Let's be real. That's not a dream, that's a pattern. And patterns produce results, whether you like them or not. So here's the challenge. If you don't like your current results, change the pattern. Change what you're doing with your time. Change what you're committed to. Make the decision that says, I'm not going to keep living like this. You have the power to flip the script right now, because power is always available, but only to those brave enough to take responsibility. The question isn't, what do you want? The question is, what are you really committed to? And the answer is already written in your results.